Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe.
The following is a special presentation of HBO Sports.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world.
I truly believe that it's the right time for me, and I will be ready.
It's going to be a war. When it's all said and done and the smoke clears, I will be the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Conventional wisdom in this fight is that Holyfield will try to fight the big Bowe as he fought George and Buster Douglas, staying outside, jumping in with quick combinations. But sooner or later, a fight is going to break out here. It might be sooner.
Left hook landed by Bowe after a right. Holyfield seemingly in trouble for the moment. Evander Holyfield, showing his warrior's heart, believes he has Bowe hurt. Oh, Holyfield in serious trouble now, and he's going to go down. Look at Holyfield, reversing the tide of the battle. The champion now has Bowe wobbling. Everybody in the Thomas and Mack Center on their feet.
Left hand sends Hearns back against the ropes again. Hagler punishing Hearns now.
What an uppercut by Douglas, and down goes Tyson. The Mirage plays host as we come to you from the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Undisputed heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, defending his title against #1 contender Riddick Bowe. It's scheduled for 12 rounds. Once again, a heavyweight title fight in this neon city, though this time we are indoors, rather than nestled in an outdoor arena next to a casino hotel. A crowd of 18,000 awaits the fourth title defense for Evander Holyfield, a defense which now becomes the biggest test for respect in his 2-year reign as champion. Can Evander Holyfield beat a heavyweight who is both younger and bigger than himself? That is what we're here to find out. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Lampley. Welcome back to HBO's World Championship Boxing, and the fight that almost everybody in the boxing world regards as the first live ammunition, full danger defense of the heavyweight championship for Holyfield. Here with me, as always, is HBO boxing analyst Larry Merchant. Larry, certainly a different atmosphere for this fight than with Holyfield's other title defenses. Largely, I suspect, because a number of people expect a change in the heavyweight championship incumbency tonight.
Well, it's true. This hasn't been a very good month for incumbents. And I think that all of these electrons of curiosity and excitement that are colliding around us are generated by the sense that we might get a change in administrations in the heavyweight division. And I agree. We're going to get a new champion. But which one? Is it going to be the young challenger Riddick Bowe, or the champion who hopes to redefine himself in this fight, Evander Holyfield? I've never been associated with a heavyweight championship fight, Jim, in which there was such evenly divided opinion, and yet all the opinions stated are without great conviction or passion. There's always a qualification in it. But I'm tired of thinking about it and talking about it. I just want to see them get it on already.
And maybe that atmosphere of uncertainty stems from the fact, Larry, that though he is an undefeated heavyweight champion, public disrespect and derision are now the primary elements in Evander Holyfield's public persona. Here now, a former heavyweight champion and still a heavyweight championship contender, George Foreman. Evander Holyfield's continued war for public respect. Good because it gives him constant motivation, or bad because it's bound to breed self-doubt?
Well, I think none of the above. The guy like Sonny Liston once told me when he lost to Muhammad Ali, people were saying, why didn't you whip him? Well, nobody loved me when I was champion, he said. Nobody appreciated me, so he had no reason to get up. Holyfield may be in that same position tonight.
Does Bowe, in fact, have the middle edge? We are about to find out.
I want everybody to bow your heads, and I want you to focus on the red on Bowe's trunks and the red tassels on his shoes. From time immemorial in Africa, red symbolizes royalty, rulership, and kingship.
Come on, that's right.
In the ancient Orient, in the Far East, red symbolizes power and prestige and wealth. And in the African-American liberation struggle, red symbolizes the blood, symbolizing the struggle of our people from time immemorial to overcome. And so then today, this red represents not just a replication of history, it is an actualization of prophecy, because it prophesies the kingship and the rulership of and the royalty of Bowe. And so then we affirm, we don't come begging, we don't come asking, but we come affirming the rulership, the kingship, the royalty, the power, the influence of this great champion, Bowe. As we bow our heads in prayer, eternal God, we pray now that you give the power that is within Bowe, the replication of your strength and your power, that it might be in his hands and his eyes and his feet, that he might move the strength and the power that you've given him. And we claim the victory right now. Not because of us, but because of you and the power that is within him. Is the prayer we pray. Amen.
Nobody's taking this away. Oh, you're the champion of the world. You're the champion of the world. Remember that. You're the world. Nobody's taking it away.
Bowe dedicated his effort in this fight to fellow Brownsville, Brooklyn native Mike Tyson. And now here comes the man who was, for 2 years, Mike Tyson's #1 rated contender and seeming prime challenger for the crown. Twice he signed contracts to fight Tyson. 3 separate times he was ready to enter the ring against him. Because of injuries and ultimately Tyson's legal problems, the fight never took place.
What you're looking at here is into the eyes of a man who seems to be willing to walk through machine gun fire to get what he wants. We know this about Evander Holyfield. Either he will win, or figuratively, he will be willing to die in the attempt. We don't know that about his challenger.
And George, you spoke of the sense of majesty and fear that must have carried Bowe into the ring. Does Holyfield, at his more advanced stage of experience, feel it too?
You know, it's strange because once you think you control it, you become used by it. Holyfield can step in the ring as though I am the champ and lose it all because it doesn't belong to anybody. It's the moment that counts.
All 3 championship belts into the ring in advance of the heavyweight titleist. And now for the 5th time in his career, Evander Holyfield steps between the ropes for a heavyweight championship fight. There is the record: 28 wins, no losses, 22 knockouts. The first half of his career was spent seeking and earning the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. He won the Heavyweight Championship from Buster Douglas just a little bit more than 2 years ago.
Come on, baby. We got Bowe. We got Bowe.
Tail of the tape for Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. The numbers showing what everybody knows: Bowe is the younger, bigger fighter of the two.
Evander Holyfield has never won a tail of the tape or lost a fight. And here is our punch stat numbers, roughly the same, not a whole lot to choose between them in terms of how many punches they throw. Holyfield the more accurate. And here you have the jabs. Bowe throws more jabs. I wouldn't be surprised, Jim, if Holyfield tried to out-jab the jabber.
Harold Letterman, the rules of this heavyweight championship bout.
Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe will fight tonight using the rules of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. 12 rounds, 3 judges scoring the fight on a 10-point must system. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. You can be saved by the bell in the last round only, and only the referee can stop the fight. Jim?
Right now, let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Main Events Monitor and Spencer Productions, in association with the Undisputed King of Beer, Budweiser, present the main event of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chairman, Dr. Elias Ghanem. Commissioners, Nat Karasali, Bruce Lane, Luther Mack, and Dr. James Nave. Chief Inspector, Mark Ratner. Ringside Supervisors, representing the IBF, Walter Stone. The WBA, Manuel Landero. The WBC, Jeffrey Gildenhorn. Physicians in attendance, Dr. Flip Homansky and Dr. Al Capana, along with Dr. James Wishgame. Timekeeper, Jane Broadfoot. Counting for the knockdown seconds, Mike Lasella. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges assigned to ringside are Chuck Jampa, Jerry Roth, and Dalby Shirley. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the fight, working for the 52nd time in a world title match, referee Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of the Mirage, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, and weighing in at 235 pounds. This 1988 U.S. Olympian and silver medalist has a perfect professional record of 31-0. His two-handed punching power has earned him 27 KOs. And tonight, he stands on the threshold of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, the #1 heavyweight challenger in the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with black trim and weighing an even 205 pounds. He's also a U.S. Olympian, a bronze medalist from the great team of 1984. He was the first of that team to win a world title as a professional. His record now stands at 28-0, scoring 22 knockouts and capturing 2 world championships. Tonight, he is appearing in his 11th world title bout, defending his heavyweight championship for the 4th time. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, presenting the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Evander, real deal, Holyfield. Come on, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to take yourselves at all times, shake hands, good luck to both of you. Watch those fronts!
Jim, the conventional wisdom in this fight is that Holyfield will try to fight the Big Bowe as he fought George and Buster Douglas, staying outside, jumping in with quick combinations. But sooner or later, a fight is going to break out here. It might be sooner.
And then which rules will apply? Will it be bigger man, bigger punch, a quick knockout for Riddick Bowe, or will it be the man with greater experience and ring guile who controls the action? That is likely to be Holyfield. First round begins, both men throwing jabs. There's a rule of thumb, don't jab with a jabber, and George Foreman, Riddick Bowe has one of the best jabs we've seen in the heavyweight division in the last 2 decades.
And Evander Holyfield's corner realized that they stacked so much grease on his forehead, conceding they're going to get hit with a lot of jabs. Never seen a referee let that much grease go on.
One of the wonderful things about Evander for spectators is that he is no great defensive fighter. He does get hit. So for that matter does Bowe.
Good left hook to the body by Evander Holyfield.
And the left hook to the jaw. And Holyfield is quicker to the punch early in the fight. Riddick Bowe smashing that jab into Holyfield's face. And you saw the champion flinch his head back just a little bit.
Holyfield is starting to throw combinations early because he doesn't like the idea of exchanging jab after jab. Bowe should go right back to his left jab if he wants to stay in control of this fight.
And you saw Holyfield land the right hand lead. The right hand lead is a big punch in his arsenal tonight. He believes the way to neutralize Bowe's overwhelming right hand is to beat him to the punch with right hand leads of his own.
And also to start hitting him and making him decide to forget about the jab, which he's doing a good job right now. He's starting with right hands early to get Bowe to start in exchanges.
Holyfield again scoring a combination. So far, this is a very good round for Evander, who has been able to mount his attack and get away from Bowe. Bowe has landed the jab, but no power punches so far.
Now, Evander at this point is doing everything he's been told to do. Bowe hasn't established yet in his instructions with the corner what they want him to do. He's just being Bowe at this point.
But if Bowe stays out there at the end of Holyfield's jab, Holyfield remains far away at the end of Bowe's jab, and that could be bad for the champ, George.
Bowe has just got to stay interested in the jab. Evander Holyfield has got to try to make this guy start fighting.
Get him out of there. Come on.
Bowe trying to land an uppercut. He believes that as Holyfield comes to him, he can neutralize the champion's rushes with those uppercuts. He lands the punch very effectively. Again, Holyfield scores with the left-right combination. Bowe answers with one punch in return. And Holyfield again getting the best of a center ring exchange. Now Bowe lands the right hand for the first time in the fight. Both fighters getting off now in the latter stages of round number one. And maybe that fight, Larry Merchant, is about to break out.
Holyfield is already warmed up, doing exactly what he wants.
And Bowe has an uncertain look on his face at the end of round one.
Well, like I said, it might as well be sooner than later.
Keep that jab. You know them sets of twos? Okay, to keep the set of twos going, keep sticking and standing. Now you're doing a good job on the inside. Don't wrestle with him. Just let him throw you around. Got each other? Yeah. Okay. That's good. How you feel?
Boxing beautiful out there, baby.
That's
Beautiful.
stick it. Now, look, stick it in the chest too now, remember. All right? Okay. Double him up in the chest. Two in the chest, right? So don't get
all right, let's take a look at the exchange here and see how Holyfield is beating Bowe to the punch early in this fight. What Holyfield is trying to do right now is send a message to Bowe that this isn't like anything else you've been in before.
Riddick Bowe has never before been asked to fight at an intensity level with which Evander Holyfield is quite familiar over the course of his career. Holyfield has been in a lot of wars. Some people say too many.
Riddick Bowe just stay instructions, use his jab, occasionally throw a right hand to make him know that's not all I've got. Stay away from the exchanges.
There was the right hand lead again, George. He's landing that right hand lead. Is Holyfield the champion?
Not only that, that left hook to the body, which hurts. Holyfield has got one of the best left hooks to the body I've ever tasted.
So far, this has been a display of accurate, quick punching inside in combinations by the champion Evander Holyfield. And already Bowe begins to hold and hit, and they brawl in the center of the ring. Evander Holyfield showing his warrior's heart, believes he has Bowe hurt. Bowe throwing the right hand on the break. Joe Cortez says keep him up, the both fighters.
Bowe is taking no hostages. He's decided, look, if I'm going to win this thing, I've got to take it. The referee is not going to help me. The judges are not going to help me.
Bowe with the right hand over the top, lancing blow. Holyfield seeming to get a little bit of a rest here for a moment.
At the same time, he's absorbing a lot of punches from a big guy who's not a gentleman at all.
Story of Evander Holyfield's life, though not this big, this strong, and this young before. Right hand over the top by Bowe landed. Holyfield got an uppercut in. And the left hook for Holyfield. And a left hook for Bowe. Both fighters landing consistently. Bowe landed the jab, missed the right. Holyfield steps inside and gets in two good ones.
Bowe's got Evander Holyfield reaching in for his jab, which is what he wants.
Bowe trying to measure Holyfield from afar. Evander trying to step up inside and stay inside Bowe's power.
I think Evander just doesn't know exactly what to do right now. He's catching a lot of shots he wasn't told he would be able to catch
fighting the wrong fight, George?
Oh, no doubt about it. Why should he bump into this big guy and go slugging with him? Why should he?
There's the uppercut again by Bowe. Left hook by Holyfield. Missed the second one. Lands the right uppercut.
Get the hands out. Oh, work out there.
Body punch by Holyfield, and a good one.
I think those left hooks to the body by Evander Holyfield may be the most telling blows in the whole fight.
Left hooks by Bowe, 2 of them. Holyfield coming back, taking and giving shots. Bowe tried to go to the body with the right hand, just missed.
We can tell you that both fighters have went beyond their corners now. They're no longer taking instructions.
They're doing what comes naturally.
They're doing what comes naturally. Good right hand by Riddick Bowe.
Bowe has answered some questions early in this fight. He is showing a real willingness for combat.
Now you're beginning to wake up a little bit. On the inside, I want you to throw that double and triple left hook, and then follow up with your right hand.
Okay.
He's trying to lay inside. Once about to take a step back and uppercut. Okay?
Proceed. In close, Bowe lands a couple of short punches and seems quite happy to fight in exchanges with the faster punching Holyfield. That exchange was Bowe's. Here we see what happened when Bowe kept punching as the referee tried to stop them. Neither one, however, as yet seems to be putting any real hurt on the other.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Round 3 begins. George, have you seen Riddick Bowe trying to hold Evander behind the head and hit him?
Not at all, but I have seen Riddick Bowe taking every advantage he can. When the refs say break, he hits.
Holyfield firing the left twice and landing twice.
I say Bowe re-establish that left jab. What does he need to be throwing? Right hand.
Long right hand by Holyfield almost caught Bowe flush. As it was, it did a little damage, but not as much as it might have appeared to be the case. Holyfield landing inside. Bowe comes right back. A slugging war between the 205-pound Holyfield and the 235-pound Riddick Bowe.
And I think that 235 Riddick Bowe is not the 235 he should have been. He may have scaled too many pounds off his body just to look good for this fight.
Do you see him running out of gas after some of these exchanges, George?
No, but all of the zip is going out of that big right hand that he had a few months ago.
Holyfield may beg to differ after he feels it a few more times. Bowe with the left hook to the body. Holyfield covering up as Bowe whacks away with the left hook.
Bowe was told by his corner to go to double left hook and then the right hand. Evidently, there's some magic into that.
Bowe landing the uppercut and the body shot. These are all Bowe punches here. Holyfield, for the moment, not active.
At some point, Riddick Bowe is going to realize, sure, Evander is hitting me, but it doesn't hurt like it ought to be hurting. And then once that happens, it's going to be a big deal.
Left hook landed by Bowe after a right. Holyfield seemingly in trouble for the moment.
No doubt about it, but he's a storm weatherer.
Champion rests his head on Bowe's shoulder and stays right there. Holyfield jabbing, trying to get back inside with the jab. Just misses with the right.
Bowe's corner must be screaming, get back to the jab, go back to the basics.
And you saw the uppercut that Bowe is so fond of tonight. Thinks he can use it to great effect.
Evander Holyfield is having some vision problems. I can tell by the overbreaking.
I think his right eye is already cut, George. Remember the big cut that he got against Larry Holmes, product of an elbow. It appears to me that there's blood around Holyfield's right eye. Let's look more carefully. There's the left hook by Holyfield. And another, and another, and another. Holyfield wobbles Bowe under the ropes. A series of left hooks, all of them landed flush.
Let's go, come on.
Right hand by Holyfield. And for the moment, it is Bowe who slows down.
The Bowe is starting to play a bad game, leaning in with the old crossover. He's never done it. Why start it now?
3 rounds of furious give and take.
No problem. No problem. Take a deep breath. You gotta go to the dead weight. You understand? Okay. Now look, go to the dead weight inside. Don't load up. Okay. Just move your hands. You understand? Okay. Watch it, baby. I'm gonna give you some more. Don't wrestle with me. You okay? Mm-hmm. You're all right. Okay. Take a deep breath. Right, now this guy, he's blowing too, so
he's blowing like hell out there, baby. He's blowing like hell. Come on, baby. You just gotta suck it up.
Suck it up. All right. Let's take a look at this last exchange with those left hooks by Holyfield, who's trying to set a fast pace and wear Bowe down. Bowe has never had to fight a long fight at this kind of a pace.
Good left hooks, but they just don't hurt enough to make a man cover up and run.
All right, seconds out.
This fight may come down to conditioning and will over a long haul, George.
Do I agree? Conditioning is going out of both now. It's a matter of who wants to be heavyweight champ of the world tonight.
Well, for the moment, it may still come down to can Evander Holyfield take all these punches from a bigger man and stand up. He's done it so far, but Bowe has not landed full thunder with the right yet.
And Evander, every chance he gets, he tries to rush in for a good right-hand shot. Bowe keep that left jab working, stays ahead on the judge's card. He can change things tonight.
But Evander is still landing that right-hand lead. Riddick Bowe lands the right hand.
Holyfield falls in, falling right foot after another. He's not keeping his position at all.
Left hook inside by Holyfield. Bowe's punches are having more effect. Bowe goes to the body and Holyfield covers up.
You never want to follow a puncher. Never. You want the puncher following you.
Evander Holyfield giving Riddick Bowe every chance to whack him out of there. Too much danger, it seems to me, in the
first
round.
holding behind the head by Riddick Bowe.
And there's the left hook again by Holyfield. Lou Duba has prepared referee Joe Cortez to watch Bowe holding behind the head. He loves to do it. Trading punches at center ring. This looks a lot like the Burt Cooper fight for Holyfield, but Riddick Bowe, as his handlers will tell you, is no Burt Cooper.
You better believe it. Evander Holyfield didn't need to be in 2 wars like that in his career.
Bowe landing the left to the top of the head and then sticking the jab into Holyfield's mouth. Holyfield again stepping inside for the left hook. Every time Evander lands a good one now, he takes one in return. He has slowed down since rounds 1 and 2.
I've never seen a guy so confident of his right hand as Riddick Bowe. Even though he misses 16, he'll throw 20 more.
And there's a right hand shot. But Bowe must have found it partially blocked by a Holyfield glove. Holyfield with the right hand made the sweat fly off of Bowe's head, but Bowe seems unhurt.
Bowe can re-establish that left jab, keep this guy vision dazed. He can win this thing, but he can't get in there slugging with a guy who wants to slug with him.
Well, the question is Bowe missing a chance to pile up points by not sticking with the left jab and going inside and warring shot for shot with Holyfield?
They've both forgotten that there are 3 judges out there who can also give them as a decision.
And if it's a hard fight to score, you have to suspect that Holyfield gets the benefit of the doubt.
All right, come on, hold it. What's coming in with that elbow? What's coming with that elbow?
Low blow, not called by Cortez at first, and now he does.
Keep him up, man. Yeah. Keep him up.
So Holyfield will get time to recover as round 4 comes to a close.
This is an unbelievable pace for big men, George.
Unbelievable and unnecessary for Riddick Bowe with such a good left jab.
Get the hell away from me.
I'm trying to save your time. Keep the pressure on. He's tiring. He's tiring.
Bowe, don't you keep up punches up. Sorry, we got keep him up, yeah? Okay. I want these rough tackles in here. All right. All right?
He's beginning to tire, boy. You got to press him more. And look, you're walking in without the jab. You're walking in without the jab. Jab your way in. Keep your punches short. Put the combination.
Harold Letterman, how do you see the fight after 4 rounds?
Larry, 39-37, 3 rounds to 1. Riddick Bowe, I think the big guy's winning this fight in a toe-to-toe battle. I think he's landing the biggest shots.
I have the fight 2 rounds apiece.
right, come on, let's go. Come on, Lou.
There's the low blow. We remember from the last time we had a fight with Bowe, he threw a lot of low blows.
Come on.
He apologized afterwards, but we might see Evander Holyfield exact his own price here for that low blow.
In round number 4, both fighters landed more than half of their punches. But Bowe threw more than twice as many. 77 shots for Bowe, only 36 for Holyfield. There's a left and a right by Holyfield and a left. Bowe giving the right hand in return. Left hand by Holyfield. These are solid shots, but the champion does not seem able to hurt Riddick Bowe.
That right hand is right in the face, but it just doesn't hurt. I guess that 205 pounds that you scale in, just not enough to drop the bigger boys in the early round.
Holyfield getting back to being busy. Doubling up on the jab. Now tripling the jab. His corner no doubt having told him he has to set more of a pace if Riddick Bowe is going to fight at this intensity level.
Bowe is making a real tactical mistake. He's looking down whenever he decides to throw to the body. Looks up when he jabs. Got to look a guy over or deadpan him like Joe Louis, one of the two.
Right hand lead again for Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield is getting a break. He's holding. He want to hold a little bit. It's not doing him any good with all that mix-up. He hits this guy with all he has, and the guy comes back and hits him again.
But if the rounds stretch out, keep in mind that Evander Holyfield is a veteran of the 12-round route, and Riddick Bowe has never been beyond 10.
Sometimes the veterans have the disadvantage because they've got so many wounds.
Holyfield with a right and a left, having a little bit better round this time than was the case in stanza number 4.
I think Bowe is starting to coast in and take a second, get a breather at the wrong time.
Get the hands on that. Get the hands out. Get him out.
Well, maybe he doesn't have any control over it, George. He's got to take a breather when he's tired, and he's got every right to be tired tonight.
But you got to take a breather with your left jab. You can't take a breather just standing around. You got to keep that jab out there. That's your antenna to make sure the other guy takes a breather.
Bring up, please.
And you see the length and the crispness of Bowe's jab. You recognize what a weapon it can be.
Get the head, hold the head, hold the head.
Both fighters swelling a little around the eyes. 2 rounds ago, we saw them using the in-swell on Holyfield's right eye. Cutman Ace Murata doing the job, and there have been no more traces of the blood that I had suspected I saw there earlier. In our discussion with Evander Holyfield, he said that the eye didn't bother him in training at all. But Riddick Bowe believes otherwise and made no secret of his intention to go after Evander's right eye.
Now, Evander Holyfield is starting to take control with his jab a little more.
That was a more measured round, and it was more to Holyfield's liking, I thought.
This guy just run out of gas. Okay. That's it. You see, he just run out of gas. Now look, you see, your jab is working good for you. All you gotta do is keep it going. Get him the jab at you. His jab is slowed down considerably.
I got it.
Now when you look, you plan this.
Only 3.
Make him jab. Make him.
Step back there. And when you're inside, I'm just throwing those hard double left hooks, double and triple left hooks, and then go with the right hand. Got to use that jab and keep your left hand high, coming back.
He's slowed down considerably.
That jab is working good. He can't get off. This guy's dying out there, baby.
Keep the jab going.
Come on, keep boxing this guy with that jab.
No, you'll go get it. All right, let's go.
Come on, turn this guy. Don't take no punches, baby. Drop down and go to the body.
Both corners asking their fighters for energy. You heard Eddie Futch telling Riddick Bowe to double and triple up with the left hook. And you heard George Benton and Lou Duva asking Evander Holyfield to jab and move.
The big rule of thumb is you never throw a left hook with a left hooker. You got to keep that jab out there, throw a right hand, then your left hook. Holyfield has an excellent left hook.
So is Eddie giving Riddick the wrong advice?
I would say, hey, keep that left hook out of the business.
They traded right hands there. It was Holyfield who backed up. Bowe trying to reestablish the jab.
If he does, whenever he does, he takes over the fight.
And Holyfield ignoring his corner's instructions to jab and trying to reestablish the left hook inside.
Now, Holyfield is in a new world now. He's starting to have problems with cuts over his eyes, things that he never had before. Now, he could be a little worried, too.
Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Let him out. Hold. Let him out. Let him out.
Low blow by Bowe, and he got away with it. Cortez says keep it up. So far, Cortez has not deducted a point from Bowe, though he's been warned twice for low blow.
Great referee. He's really let the guys get out there and do it.
Uppercut inside by Holyfield. Action slowing down, as is completely understandable in round 6. As Larry Merchant pointed out earlier, it was an unbelievable pace for heavyweights for a while.
And the slowing down benefits Riddick Bowe. He would like to get comfortable out there and feel at home like in a sparring ring. And if he does, he's going to take over.
Well, Dick Gregory, who is Bowe's nutritionist guru, fixed him a concoction with seaweed. I hope that concoction gives him some stamina.
Of course, Bowe calls all of Gregory's concoctions maggot juice, but he says he drank it.
Holyfield is playing right into the hand. He's leaning forward, falling over Riddick Bowe with his head, trying to just lean on the guy. You don't do that. You get one foot on the other and move around and side to side.
And Bowe trying to capitalize with the uppercut, and Holyfield comes back with the right-hand lead, which has been so effective for him.
He gets back wisely. But now Riddick Bowe is believing he's getting back because he's hurting him. Don't give the young guys courage.
Somehow I have the sense that whenever Riddick Bowe isn't throwing punches, Evander Holyfield is buying time. And logic tells you the more time the champion can buy, the better his chances become.
Let's go, come on.
You got to understand the true meaning of stamina is truly endurance. Endurance is like, who wants it more? Are you willing to take adversity and keep coming no matter what? That's true stamina. Got to have a reason to fight like that. 9 children or so.
Both fighters showing their personality. As round 6 comes to a close, we are halfway home to the 12-round championship distance.
This guy can't hit you when you go low.
Stay close. Stay close. Watch the uppercut. Now when he fires at you in the head, just get down. You understand? Okay. Now look, don't be holding them and grabbing them and sticking too much energy. Now listen, his jab is slow it down to nothing. Just take your time and go over top of it with a good right hand. You'll probably hit him on the chin. Okay. You understand? Okay. All right, you all right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now don't hold him and grab him.
You're halfway through.
You don't need to grab him. You understand? All right, now let's get your hands off. Okay.
Bowe chant that was orchestrated by his manager Rock Newman at ringside. The other half of the crowd, or 2/3 of the crowd, started to boo.
Jabs through round 6. Bowe has thrown 110 of them and landed 55. Holyfield has landed less than half of his jabs.
I think we can say this much for Riddick Bowe, guys, is that whatever message that Holyfield was trying to send early in the fight, Riddick Bowe took the message and came back with his own message. Midway through this fight, he's still in it, so has a very good chance of winning it.
Bowe lands the right hand over the top. Evander just freezes and looks at him and then comes right hurt again.
Bowe didn't realize that he was hurt.
And now Evander is reeling as Bowe lands the left hook and goes to the body to try to set up the finish. Holyfield peering through the swelling right eye, seemingly having trouble picking up Bowe's punches now.
It sure would be nice for once if everybody would just scream, Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, if we hear that cheer again, I believe it was Let's Go Bowe. Rock Newman was up and leading it, and here they go. Let's go Bowe.
It's all going to happen with that jab.
And the part of the crowd that supports Holyfield boos lustily when the Let's Go Bowe chant breaks out. Now Holyfield begins to punch again, apparently having shaken the cobwebs from that one little pass.
He pushed him away with his left side, posing as if he's hurting in the body. I think those below the belt punches are really starting to take some effect on Holyfield.
There's also the possibility, George, that Holyfield is allowing Bowe to throw in hopes that he will punch himself out.
Not at all. Holyfield has taken some right hands. There's no way he can keep doing it.
There's another right hand over the top.
If it had been anyone else with any lesser heart, they would have been on the canvas right now. Holyfield is probably one of the greater champions of all time.
In terms of his will and heart?
Probably.
Not in terms of his punching power, George.
Not at all. He's a good fighter, and he's showing that he's a good fighter now. Bowe, if he stays in control with this jab, can just do whatever he wants to do.
Keep the punches off, guys. For
the moment, it looks more and more like an uphill fight for the champion. Riddick Bowe beginning to box again, and with a lot of advantages.
And every shot Evander Holyfield throws now is a shot of desperation. It's no longer a tactical shot one after another.
Left hook inside. Remember that George Benton told Holyfield to throw the right-hand lead over the top of Bowe's jab, and he thinks that he ought to land it on the chin. But Evander hasn't been able to get that right-hand lead off in this round because he's been too busy defending himself against Bowe's jabs and right hands.
And Bowe hasn't started it. He should open up with his long left hooks right now because the right side of Evander's face is taking a beating now. Why not just open up with long left hooks, not the short ones?
And there in the closing seconds of the round were two Evander Holyfield's right hands to answer my question about where it had gone.
All right, he's flipping now. Come on up, come on. Now listen, you suck it up. If you suck it up, you got this guy dead to rest. This guy got nothing left. Okay. You understand? Yeah. Now you got to get your shit together. You got to keep a good defense and use that jab. And use the jab and force him to jab. And every damn time he jabs, you just go over top with a big one and come back with 2-3 left hooks. You understand? Because the guy slowed down Holyfield considerably. He's tired as hell.
Let's take a look and see how they're fighting at close quarters. Bowe does very, very well for a big man at close quarters. I don't know why Holyfield has been leaning on him, whether he's tired or whether he's been hurt or dazed from time to time that we haven't seen. But he has done an awful lot of leaning inside.
Let's go, Holy.
And Bowe uses that big body well.
Let's go, come on.
And in round 7, Holyfield's punch output again went way down, matching round 4 earlier when he had only thrown 36 punches. This time down to 31 blows.
Now, Evander Holyfield corner once again tries to tell the shorter guy to throw jabs. No way. Get in there and start mixing it up, get this young guy tired again, and then start jabbing.
Because here's what's happened when you try to jab with the jabber. Holyfield keeping himself away to try to make room for the jab and getting clocked by Bowe's long left. And now there's blood on the left eye of Evander Holyfield. Is it his or is it Bowe's?
That's Evander Holyfield's blood.
It's his blood.
Not at all. Doesn't like the blood. It's never happened to him constantly like this. He's thinking maybe I've done something wrong in life. I know what it's all about. Good left hook.
Holyfield with another left hook. The champion showing his courage, pawing at his left eye to feel the blood and then raging out with a left hook. Both coming back with right hands. Sees an opportunity to perhaps finish things off. Energy levels going back up in round number 8.
Nevada is the worst place in the world to get an open cut.
Why is that, George?
Because it takes too much out of your body. As the water is going as it is, then you start losing blood. One drop seems unimportant to the average person, but a lot to a boxer.
Well, Holyfield lost a fair amount of blood from the right eye in his 12-round decision over Larry Holmes.
Riddick Bowe is doing pretty good. Now, why would he let the guy lean on him and throw desperation shots at this point? I don't know.
Come on, we go.
Maybe he's reached a tired passage again, George.
No, it's just tactical. Just doesn't know what he's doing. Holyfield wants to stay close, out of the range of those big shots.
Bowe missing the right hand over the top. Holyfield trying to stay inside of it for the moment.
Now, Bowe is starting to catch those left hooks, putting his hand up.
But now Holyfield twice lands the left and sticks a right through Bowe's guard. Bowe just missed the right hand. Holyfield lands the uppercut, and Riddick comes back with one of his own.
Bowe's got to realize every punch that Evander throws at this point They are desperate shots. Stay out of the way of them. You could get yourself hurt.
And you saw Bowe pawing his right eye.
Yeah, he's got his vision impaired just for a bit.
I think he might have gotten thumbed there for a second. And there he is pawing the right eye again. Let's see if Holyfield tries to take advantage of that opportunity. He does, and takes a right hand in return.
All right, break out, break out, break out, break out. Hello, time.
Nobody's going to be given anything.
Hey, listen, stay close to Holyfield.
Let's take a look at these two eyes, and the eyes may determine what happens here. If Riddick Bowe's right eye appears to be closing as they work on Evander Holyfield. Here you see the blood pouring down Holyfield's right eye from the elbow he caught in the fight against Larry Holmes. Here you see him treating him tonight. They've opened, if it indeed was closed as it looks as though Bowe's eye has reopened.
Okay. So Holyfield with a cut above the left eye, Bowe with a nick on the right eye.
Was it a thumb that did that? It was.
It's a shame when something like that happened.
It was. It didn't look deliberate, but it was effective.
Thus the immediate reaction by Bowe.
You get complacent, you stand around, things like that happen.
Let's see if the two cut eyes even each other out. I still have the sense that Holyfield is in more trouble than the challenger.
Harold, quickly, give us your score. Very quickly.
Larry, 77-75, 5 rounds to 3, Riddick Bowe. And I want to tell you something. You're fighting with 10-ounce Reyes thumb-attached gloves. A guy is not supposed to get thumbed in theory with those gloves.
Yeah, but you can't avoid it. I've been thumbed and have accidentally thumbed a lot of people myself.
Bowe pounding away to Holyfield's body. For now, the challenger landing 2 or 3 shots for everyone he takes from the champion. Holyfield trying to come back with the jab.
Good left jab by Bowe. This jab makes you dizzy. It makes you fall forward. It makes you not be able to see for a minute.
And also likely to make Holyfield worry and feel negative about the eye, something that he'd prefer not to think about.
Holyfield is actually falling forward on the point of his feet now.
But I think Riddick's right eye is closing up, George. And now Evander starts to stick the jab with more effect as Bowe seems to struggle with his vision. Now a right hand by Bowe sends Holyfield into the ropes. But the champion begins to bounce again. Trading right hands. Again, it was Bowe's, which appeared to be more effective.
No doubt Bowe has won the battle of the right hands tonight. But the night is far from being over.
At the same time, George, we have to question his hitting power. 235-pound man, beating on a 205-pound man, has landed a number of clean blows and never seems to have truly stunned Holyfield.
He's not truly landing any clean blows yet. Holyfield catches the shot, but his face is partially turned at all times when his gloves on top of the head. Turns that head instinctively. He's a hard guy. He's dynamic, even when he's still.
And let's face it, the champion has a massive heart. He's proven that over and over. Right uppercut by Holyfield momentarily stuns Bowe. Low blow by Bowe. Cortez pushes them away.
Bowe has been instructed by his corner, when they warn you, don't move back, keep throwing shots. Because it doesn't work to his advantage to listen to the referee.
Last minute has been a little bit kinder to Evander Holyfield. He's been doubling up on some shots. Crowd booing Cortez's actions. Both fighters basically ignoring the referee. Right hand by Holyfield. And again, he shook the sweat off of Bowe, but didn't move the man.
Whenever Bowe gets in trouble, he throws one to the booty. Holyfield can't see anything at this point.
Now, before you take a point away, stop that shit. Why don't you watch your fight? How about that blood flow? All right, Holyfield, you got to get the iron on that eye. Let me take care of this. Go on. Yeah, Holyfield, you got to suck it up. Now, this guy's dogged out too. Yeah, Bob. Hey. Now, Holyfield, pull it up for me. Come on. Ronnie, with the water. Ronnie, water. Holyfield.
Red's here. Give me the water. The water. gotta be busier, busier, Bowe, busier.
Okay, you saw the low blow there, but the referee, despite the number of those low blows, has not taken a point away from Riddick Bowe as yet.
Round 10 begins. If they complete this round, Riddick Bowe will have gone just as far as he's ever gone before in a professional prize fight.
Riddick Bowe is able to land 3 good combinations now. Evander Holyfield can have his first visit to the canvas. He's been a gentleman all this time. He can't understand someone being so dirty.
So you see Holyfield going down in this round, and Bowe stuns him with an uppercut. And just like that, the champion struggles to stay on his feet. What a heart by Holyfield.
He's going to stay on his feet.
He's hanging in there. Gets away from a right hand, blocks another one. Bowe throwing and throwing, now goes to the body. Holyfield somehow standing up, but staying too close to Bowe. Joe Cortez watching. Champion gets the benefit of the doubt.
That was a right uppercut that started that sequence.
Now Bowe has got to start all over again.
And Holyfield weathers the storm and comes back throwing.
If Bowe starts over all over again, he can do it all over again.
Let's see if he has the patience. Evander Holyfield's incredible powers of recovery once again on display. Remember how he came back from the knockdown against Cooper and threw one of the great left hooks you've ever seen about 30 seconds later?
At that time, Evander could see. This time, Evander Holyfield has no vision at all. That left jab has been the most devastating thing in his life. Bowe is only resting from all of those punches he threw.
And Holyfield goes back to the right-hand lead. It's been the only weapon which has been consistently good to him tonight.
Don't rest. Rest with your jab. Bowe should be taking that kind of advice.
Look at Holyfield. What a warrior. Reversing the tide of the battle. The champion now has Bowe wobbling. And he lands the right hand. Everybody in the Thomas and Mack Center on their feet.
It doesn't bother Bowe because he knows he was only resting at that point. Evander Holyfield has got a heart.
If he weighs 205, his heart weighs about 204.
This is an amazing show, guys. I don't think he can win the fight at this rate. But just to have recovered from that beating is astonishing, I think, to most of us at ringside.
If he can, Bowe goes right back to the left jab, start all over, forget he's knocked this guy almost out. Go back to the left jab, start everything off. It can all happen again.
This round should be greeted with a standing ovation at the end. You've seen the best of both men. A right hand by Holyfield, and another. Round 10 continues after the bell.
Take a look, folks, because what you saw in this round, it doesn't get much better than this. Holyfield staggering into the corner. Bowe after him, the young man. But that conditioning and those recuperative powers, how can you believe that a fellow who looks like this in the first minute and a half is going to dominate the second minute and a half of the round?
Because Riddick Bowe threw every little punch and mile of road work away.
Now let's take a look at Holyfield coming back. What a thoroughbred that man is. I don't know if he's got enough to mount a stretch run and win the round, but he is some thoroughbred.
4 times in his career, Evander Holyfield has gone 12 rounds or further. Riddick Bowe now steps into unknown territory for him in round number 11. Neither fighter totally exhausted yet. Oh, Holyfield in serious trouble now.
Now Bowe has got to be cool trying to finish him, though.
There's the uppercut again. The mouthpiece is out of Holyfield's mouth, and he's going to go down. And Holyfield gets up very early in the count.
6, 7, 8.
Second time in his career he's been knocked down. First time he has actually gone to the canvas. It could be all over for Evander Holyfield's heavyweight championship reign. He is not fighting back and seems to have no will to do so. To get out of this round would seem like a miracle.
Bowe is not the finisher, but he sure is a puncher. And when you're a clean finisher, it takes years to know how to do it.
All right, stop punching.
Holyfield is going for the dance now.
Champion begins to bounce again. And once again, just as was the case in round 10, Holyfield unbelievably tries to seize the initiative.
It seems Bowe's right uppercut is the one, a little short uppercut does more damage than anything he's doing.
Yeah, that's the punch which has badly hurt Holyfield twice.
Holyfield is elusive. He can survive. It's to his advantage that the boxing does not continue. Stay close as long as you can. You must know people don't pay you millions of dollars for nothing. Once the tide gets tough, you got to fight anyway. When it turns against you, keep fighting.
Right hand lead by Holyfield brought his supporters in the crowd out of their seats again. But Holyfield is spent, it seems now. His handlers call him the best conditioned athlete in the world. He'll have to be to make it out of this.
This is a prime example of managing and training too many fighters at one time. You get into the corner and you just don't know what instruction to give what guy.
Holyfield still punching, still throwing the left hook inside and the right hand lead.
But
uppercut by Holyfield. Blood spouting from the champion's mouth. His eyes almost completely shut. But he will not take KO for an answer in round number 11.
Okay, here's the early action in that round. As Bowe's uppercut seriously hurt Holyfield.
This guy got nothing. You understand? Now bring yourself back to life.
Hey, come on, your last round, you got to do careers on this guy here.
Now look.
Come here. Listen, Daddy. Last round.
Hey, last round.
Last round.
Get your
Put the guys dogged out. All right?
All right, Evander, last round, touch gloves, right? Okay.
Settle down. Pick your shot on him. You understand?
Finally, you did it with Buster Douglas. You can do it with this right here.
All right. You'll collapse if you hit him in the body.
This has been a fight between a junkyard dog from Georgia and a big old Great Dane from Brooklyn.
Amen to that. I love, the world's going to love that big Great Dane because he'll lick you, but he'll also bite you.
If punched at numbers square with the judges' impressions, Evander Holyfield must need a knockout to save his heavyweight championship.
Harold Letterman, give us your quick
Larry,
score.
107, 101, 8 rounds to 3. Riddick Bowe. I have Riddick Bowe in a commanding 6-point lead.
I have to suspect that the other judges are pretty close to that number, maybe just a little bit tighter. But Holyfield seems to understand that he would need a knockout. He does not seem to have the ammunition to go after it. Evander Holyfield groomed himself through his cruiserweight career to ultimately gain the weight and the musculature necessary to compete for the heavyweight championship of the world. He thought through all of the years he would have to fight and beat Mike Tyson to get it. In the end, it didn't happen that way. And the public has consistently penalized this man for not having won the championship from Tyson, but rather from an overweight, out-of-shape Buster Douglas. Tonight, he wanted to prove his legitimacy. And if nothing else, he has proven what we already knew about him. Extraordinary courage, spectacular heart and will. What he hasn't had is the muscle and the size to compete with Riddick Bowe.
I think for once I'd like to hear the crowd say, Holyfield, Holyfield, this guy deserves it.
Ironically, of course, he may be earning more respect in his first defeat than he has earned in his 28 victories.
We can't say defeat yet. You never know what these judges are going to do. It's like a beauty contest.
Riddick Bowe has withstood criticism, called a dog and a slacker by many earlier in his career. When Rock Newman took him on as a management project, some of Rock Newman's friends and allies in boxing told him, no, don't bother with Riddick Bowe. He won't get anywhere. But Newman and Bowe believed in each other. They made it here tonight, and it appears that the big man from Brooklyn is about to make it pay off.
I can tell you one thing, that terminology of the St. Bernard and the Junkyard Dogs, they belong to me. Larry stole them from me. I gave it to them.
Not the first great idea that we've stolen from you, George, and it won't be the last.
Hold on, hey, hold on, hey.
I was only teasing, kind of.
From the back of the arena now, they begin to rise and applaud what has been an extraordinary battle between two men of heart and will and courage and skill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe.
Well, we said earlier that a lot of people came here, Jim, expecting a change of administrations in the heavyweight division. And right now, most people here probably think they're getting one. As we said, this has not been a great year or a great month for incumbents.
The seeds were sown in Holyfield's difficult title defenses against you, George Foreman, against Bert Cooper, a war in which he was almost knocked out, against Larry Holmes, in which his eye was badly cut, and he wound up having to brook considerably more difficulty than most had thought would be the case. There's a melee in Bowe's corner now. As we look at a replay from round number 11, the kind of punishment that Holyfield absorbed through most of the last 2 rounds, indeed much of the last 3 rounds. He was almost out in round number 10. What is the disturbance, Larry? All right, let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Chuck Jampa scores about 115 to 112. Jerry Roth scores at 117 to 110. And Dalby Shirley, 117 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision and new heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
The man hugging Bowe in front of him is manager Rock Newman. Told me this morning that he couldn't believe, through all the effort he had put in to get to this point, that Friday the 13th of November had finally arrived. I said, Rock, you're going to build a stable of fighters? He said, when Riddick Bowe is gone, I'll be gone too. And here is the fallen champion, beaten, but perhaps more champion tonight than ever before.
Never seen such a spectacular heavyweight fight. Evander Holyfield is going to be top. That could be a great rematch, mind you.
Oh, I think there'll be tremendous public demand after what we saw tonight.
A rematch is needed.
But we'll be getting to the business of the heavyweight division in just a few minutes. There are lots of wrinkles to observe. Riddick Bowe has signed contracts which obligate him to fight Lennox Lewis, the man who knocked out Razor Ruddock in London 2 weeks ago. There's widespread speculation that Bowe and Newman have a different plan.
From the Mirage in Las Vegas, of the light heavyweight championship bout.
Final punch stat numbers, George. Let's look and see what the tale of punch count statistics will tell us. And one thing that it will demonstrate, which I think is the ultimate difference in the fight, is that the bigger, stronger man, Bowe, was also the much busier fighter tonight. You, I guess, will attribute that to Holyfield's closed eyes and the difficulty he had mounting both an offense and a defense in the late round.
That's right. He couldn't see most of the time. The left jab, whenever it would land consistently, any 2 rounds, the next round afterwards, he just wasn't good at it.
Why was it such a war? Well, look at the connect percentages. Both fighters landing at least half of their punches in the fight. Don't jab with a jabber, I said, in the early rounds. And that was part of the story, too. Bowe landing twice as many jabs in the bout as Evander Holyfield. They were also the more effective ones.
No doubt about it. He was so far away from him.
All right, let's go. Let's go. I want you to know something, Bowe. I'm not afraid of you, Lennox, and we're going to get it on. I owe you one.
Okay.
You're not the man I thought you were. You lied on me. I thought we was cool.
Yo, bring it on, man.
Hey, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it. You ain't said nothing but a word. Riddick was afraid of you.
I'm going to knock you out.
You was a chump. You ain't going to knock nothing out, Bowe.
I'm going to knock you out.
You ain't going to knock nothing out.
You know I'm going to knock you out.
Nothing out. Why you know do it then? Do it then. You ain't do shit. I ain't know come off my feet. You're the champion. You had help from the ref. You're the champion. Well, knock me out. Knock me out there, Bowe.
You ain't nothing to me, baby.
Oh, watch your mouth, fucker.
Hey, look, man, touch you out of the way, man. You ain't nothing to me.
And now let's take a look at the road to the title for Riddick Bowe and how his ascension to the throne stacks up with those of his historical predecessors. Riddick Bowe has fought 40 months in his career. He is equal to Muhammad Ali, 4th on the list for having won the title earliest in his career, only behind Leon Spinks, Mike Tyson, and Joe Louis. And in terms of the number of rounds he has fought to get to this level, again, Bowe is 4th on the list. Only Ali, Tyson, and Spinks having fought fewer rounds in their careers by the time they had won the heavyweight championship. All right, joining us now at ringside is the brand new heavyweight champion of the world. Let me be among the first to call you champ. And congratulations, Riddick.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Eddie Futch, as well. I have to suspect that you discovered early on in the fight that when he hit you, he didn't hurt you all that much. And then you decided that you could go ahead and be aggressive, and turned out to be much more aggressive than he was.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God and give him praise for giving me strength and courage. I told you, Evander, all you experts, you underestimate my stamina, my punching power. You know, Bert Cooper knocked Evander fell in the rope. I knocked him down. You can't take it away from him. He put up a hell of a fight. And I'm just looking forward to the future.
And your vindication is that you win not just with power shots, but with your heart, your will, your stamina, and your boxing ability.
I was in the best shape of my life. And again, I'm looking forward to prove to the world, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, those who probably say, you know, Evander wasn't the man he was. But again, I must say he came in, he has the heart of a lion. I had him in trouble, came fighting back. And I had to dig deep myself.
In a way, he was more impressive tonight than he has been in many of his victories, wasn't he?
Yes, indeed. But I told you, I was the better man. Anytime you match a good big man against a little man, usually if the good big man is in shape and willing to go through whatever, he will win.
Now, Lennox Lewis is here to watch, and you have a score to settle against Lennox Lewis.
That big, ugly bum, Lennox couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Again, I'm looking forward to exposing him. He ain't nothing but a big arm puncher, and Razor Riddick was perhaps afraid of him. But I'm going to show you people how to beat Lennox Lewis.
But there are a lot of people who suspect that you might want to fight this big man first, right here. What are your thoughts about him?
When my manager can work out, I'll knock Big George out, too. I'm going to start right now.
I just want to celebrate with you, man.
Okay,
you owe me a big old ice cream cone and a hamburger.
Hey, George, can I do something I want to do for a long time?
All right, let me kiss you, man.
Round one begins. All right, well,
there's a new era in boxing history. Mike Tyson, man, I wish you luck. Come on home, man. I wish you the best. Thanks for all the information, man. And I mean that.
The brand new heavyweight champion, the highly entertaining Riddick Bowe. We're going to see a lot of it. Now let's go to the locker room where Larry Merchant stands by with the vanquished former champion, Evander Holyfield.
Evander, you've said before that if you gave your all in defeat, you would walk away from it with your head high. Do you feel that way right now?
Well, I feel the way, and I want to thank God, and, you know, for, you know, giving me the strength and ability to go on out there
to give my very best. I have to take my hat off to Riddick Bowe, and it's not that I fought a lousy fight. It's just he fought a better fight tonight. He showed that he had more, and in all I gave my all, and he was just able to match what I had.
Were you surprised, say early in the fight, when you were seeming to try to send him a message, that he answered back as strongly and with as much determination as he did?
No, I wasn't surprised that anybody can answer back, when they're fresh. I knew that he had a lot of ability, he had quickness and all that. I felt that, in later rounds that, he would fold a little bit, but he showed determination throughout the whole fight.
So you were surprised, even though the corner was telling you that it looks like he's getting weaker, and he even looked like he was getting weaker, that he still kept coming back and coming back.
Well, yeah, I hit him with good shots, and he was able to, use the jab, and he was able to use the leverage and the height. He fought a tremendous fight for his height. He really did.
You were cut. You had problems with your eyes. What effect did that have on your fight?
Well, I caused the blood running in my eye, but, I realized that, I had been cut before, and within me, I always felt that I could win. Even throughout the last round, I kind of felt that things can happen, and that, that I could, get a good shot out and get him out of there. And, I pressed on through the end of the fight, and but he withstood the pressure, and he kept fighting.
What do you remember about the round where he had you really in trouble, reeling around the ring like a sailboat without a rudder, and yet by the second half of the round you were on top of him? Could you give us your recollection of that round?
Well, he hit me with a lot of great shots, and he knocked me pillar to post. But within my mind, I said, I think I got him. He think he had me, and I knew eventually that he was gonna give up because I wasn't going anywhere. Even though he was knocking me off balance, he hit me with clean shots, but I was able to take them shots. And I felt that, this is the round that I have the better chance to take him out because I'm gonna catch him, very spent. But he was able to, even though I came back in that round, he was able to take it.
Do you think in the end this was a case of a good, young, big man against a good, smaller man?
Well, I never, go in there and measure the size. I just felt that he was able to top what I had today. And, everybody have their day. I did the best I could. And whatever the best, he had enough. My best wasn't good enough tonight. And he proved it by, by going out there and doing what he did.
How does it strike you, Evander, that perhaps in defeat finally you will get the kind of respect that wasn't as forthcoming when you were the champion?
Well, it would be amazing if I do, but I feel that, only thing a man can ever do is give his best. And with all the previous fight, I gave my best. Tonight, I gave my best. And, and it's still up to the people to decide what they want to say. And with me, on improver I seek is the Lord approval. If I can go out there and do the best and give thanks to the Lord for me being able to go out and do my best.
Do you want to fight again?
No, not really. I had enough. I went out there and I did my all. But I'm a rest. But right now how I feel, I don't even want to see no gloves for a while.
Well, whatever you decide, we're with you. Thank you for all the great fights, and especially thanks for this incredible display tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. Now back to ringside.
All right, Larry, thanks very much. And now I find myself a junior middleweight between two massive heavyweights, as joining George and me here at ringside is the man who, off his title eliminator knockout of Razor Ruddick 2 weeks ago, now has the written contractual right to fight Riddick Bowe for the heavyweight championship of the world. First of all, Lennox Lewis, your impressions of the war between Bowe and Holyfield.
I thought it was a good, solid performance by Riddick Bowe. He did what he had to do. I think that Evander Holyfield is a great champion, and he went out like a champion. And his reign as a champion was great as well.
You've known Bowe longer than any of the rest of us, being the man who vanquished him at the Olympic Games for a gold medal. Is that about the best Riddick can fight?
Yeah, I think that's the best Riddick can fight. He hasn't met nobody like Lennox Lewis. He's looking to sidestep Lennox Lewis, but let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope I don't have to call him Chicken Bowe.
Well, we'll get to sidestepping in just a moment. Now, as Bowe made his way down out of the ring to come over for our interview with him after the fight, he said something to you, and a small fracas broke out. What was the exchange?
He was saying basically he ain't afraid of me and he'll fight me any day. And I said, I'm going to knock you out the same way I knocked you out in the Olympics.
But even though you have the legal right to fight him next, a lot of people believe that he is going to bypass you, at least for the moment, to fight this big guy, George Foreman. Is that what you think is going to happen?
Well, I think he's afraid that his reign as champion is going to be short. That's why he feels that he has to sidestep me.
Will you offer step-aside money to George to try to get him to move out of the picture and secure your right to fight him next?
Perhaps, you know, we're going to have to go to the negotiating table and see what happens. Anything can happen.
All right, Lennox, thanks very much once again for joining us, and we wish you best of luck, regardless of how the legal situation turns out. George Foreman, what about all this speculation? Surely you've had some communication from Rock Newman and Riddick Bowe's people about the possibility, they say specifically, of a fight in Beijing, China. You going to do it?
I'll tell you, I've enjoyed this. Is one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in my life. I'm enjoying this now as a partial and impartial journalist. And all I said is a great war. I'm happy. I'm not a boxer tonight. I'm with you. I'm a reporter, and let's tell it like it was.
Meaning that you're dodging the question in front of the entire printed press, in front of Lennox Lewis, in front of a lot of people who want to know.
You got to understand, I am #1 contender with the IBF.
So you're not ruling out the possibility, if they offer you the fight,
I'd fight him tomorrow.
You will fight him tomorrow. Can you beat him?
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm a little more experienced. I'm a bit taller. I'm not a blown-up light heavyweight. Probably, but I'm not going to rain on Riddick Bowe's night. This is his night. Let him enjoy it. He's in history now. I love him. His mother's proud of him, and let's just enjoy with him.
George, we always talk about your weight, and you said when you fought Holyfield at 250 plus that it was too many. How many would be the right number against Riddick Bowe?
Back to 257 now. I'd bulldog him, bump him. Oh, you got me saying it again.
Belly bump him.
I quit. This guy is smarter than...
Not that smart, George. I've just been around you long enough. All right, thanks very much. We enjoyed it. Another great heavyweight show. Larry Merchant, your final comments on a tremendous battle of wills and skill.
Yeah, I think that... I think first and foremost, we have to congratulate the two fighters for putting everything on the line, and that's what prize fighting should be about, and always isn't. They left nothing in the dressing room, nothing in the gym. They gave the people the kind of demonstration of intestinal fortitude and sheer will that this game is really about. You know, before the fight, I started to think to myself, is this a case of a good big man against a good small man? Is this a case of a big man against a very good small man, or a very, very good big man against a small man? I don't know how you put it all into the equation, but I think undoubtedly that his youth, his hunger, his will, and his size helped Riddick Bowe get through to win the championship against a man who showed us why he is such an exceptional athlete, to have been able to win the heavyweight championship as big or as not as big as he is. There are no words that can equal or top what we saw tonight.
Absolutely right. So, Evander Holyfield's 2-year reign as heavyweight champion comes to an end. Whether he remains a force in the division, or even active for that matter, remains to be seen. And for the second time in the past 4 heavyweight championship tenures, the champ is a kid from the Brownsville streets of Brooklyn. This one an entirely different personality from the menacing Mike Tyson. Riddick Bowe, a big, happy clown much of the time, but as he demonstrated tonight in the ring, a man with enough anger and will to take on the heart and will champion of the heavyweight division and beat him up before a big crowd in the Thomas and Mack Center, and a live audience and a television audience all around the world. It was spectacularly exciting stuff, and we're happy that you were here to share it with us. We'll follow to see what happens next in the heavyweight division. Meanwhile, be sure to join us for our next telecast as we bring in exciting triple header featuring middleweight champion James Toney, super middleweight champion Iran Barkley, and the potential champion of tomorrow, undefeated middleweight Roy Jones. All 3 fights coming your way at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, Saturday, December 5, right here on HBO. Also join us for a very special documentary looking at 100 years of heavyweight history. In this corner, boxing's legendary heavyweights looks at champions like John L. Sullivan, Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, and Muhammad Ali as they've never been seen before. You'll see some rare footage and hear unique stories about these legends of the ring. It premieres Tuesday, December 8 at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern and Pacific on HBO. So now for Larry Merchant, George Foreman, and Harold